What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. We're here on a Saturday. This will not be a regular occurrence, but we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm rocking my little high braided ponytail today. No lashes, just very light everything because your girl's not in the mood for all that today. Nope. But today is the P.A.I.D celebration, and we do have an email link to our chain. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So we'll get into that. Um, and we're just gonna, I'm gonna go over just like give you an idea of what the progress and accountability is, what the goal is, what her goal is. The submission was sent in by Miss Candace. So if you see her, jump on. Feel free to greet her, say hi. You know, you know how it goes down. Just be human. That's it. So, to kind of go over my progress and accountability, um, this week I haven't even worked on. Hey now, what's up? You've been going through depression. You know how, okay, here's my take on depression. My take on depression is either living in the past, so reliving drama or trauma or, unhappy things that happened in the past that is no longer happened or no longer happening, or stressing and worrying about the future. On both levels, it's kind of insane. One thing that helped me with that is I was just one day in Arizona and I was just thinking about the sun. I'm like, the sun comes out every single day and shines as bright as it can on that day. It's not, I can't imagine the sun would not come out on one day because the day before it didn't shine so bright. And I'm just like, okay, thinking about nature and the cycle of life, and thinking about like with my own depression, it was really keep keeping my head in the past. And that makes you depressed. Like that made me depressed. And I'm like, okay, these things aren't happening to me anymore. Why do I keep focusing on them? Why do I keep these memories alive when it isn't even happening anymore? So for me, that's what helped, just staying in the present and focusing on your goals. If you have goals, another thing also that is one of the things I found with me, not having clear goals. So then I'm just kind of drifting, and so my mind wanders back to the past, and then depression sets in. You get sad, you get upset, but there's really no need for it. Yesterday is gone. You can't bring it back. Don't keep focusing on it. Don't keep dwelling on shit that's done and over and gone. Tomorrow doesn't exist. There's really no such thing. The only time is the present. That's it. That's all. Once you live in the moment and you focus on where you're trying to go, then I don't see why there's a reason or need to be depressed. Now, anxiety is something altogether different, in my opinion. Anxiety is like a whole different beast, which can still be dealt with and coped with, I think, on a more ongoing basis. Because if you don't really pay attention to what your triggers are, you can put yourself in a situation and then find yourself, having a fucking anxiety attack or just feeling anxious, and you're like, what the hell? And if you don't really get a grasp of it in that moment and calm yourself down, analyze where you are, what's going on, then it'll be a whole ugly episode. But for me, I'm very much a naturalist, a spiritualist. So, I don't do any Western medications or dumb shit like that. For me, it's dumb shit. If it's for you, if it works for you, go for it. For me, that's just like silly because I have control over me, over my mind, and that is what ended everything for me. And I didn't, I can't say that I was like depressed, but as a human being, we all get depressed. And some people have more trauma in their life than others. I'm one that had a lot of trauma in my life, but I'm a soldier, I'm a warrior, so it's easy for me to go on without letting things change who I am. So I'm still silly, I still love to laugh, I still love to smile, although I haven't in quite a while. But once I get the fuck out of here, I'll be back to my nice, lovely, silly, happy, you know, self once I find that country. So I hope you are able to deal with your depression. I hope that little piece of information I gave you helps. And really just, stay in the present and try and stay relaxed and focus on your goals. If you don't have any, I would suggest, figuring out what you want to do with your life because it's all in your hands. Period. No buts, no ifs, no ands. It's all just up to you. So I wish you well, and I hope you get through it on an upside, on a higher vibration, on the positive side of things. All right. So to get into the P.A.I.D celebration on today's episode of Get Paid with Creative Nomad, I do want to discuss, before I go into the submission, I want to discuss my own progress and accountability. Now, one of the first things, as far as progress and being proud of the progress that I've made in the last week, um, when it comes to my business and different project, different projects, I haven't worked on anything. This week, last week, has been really about doing what I've been doing for 33 years of my life, and that is battling injustice. So I'm not one that can sit quietly and act like none of this shit is happening. So that's been my last like week and a half. As you can probably hear in my voice is a little more rough, a little more rugged, and so that's what I'm proud of with my progress. With what I've done is um, getting out there, getting my hands dirty because that's just what I do, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of having made my voice heard directly, face to face. I'm very proud of that. Um, I'm also glad I haven't seen any videos or pictures of me. I'm, I'm, I don't know if anyone has, but I'm glad that I haven't because I had to tell two women specifically on one day I went out, don't, don't put my pictures or any videos that you may have taken out there. You do not have my permission because I know y'all are going to, get money off of this, get fucking crowdfunding and all that bullshit off of the lives that look like me that are being fucking murdered and hunted like prey. So I told them directly, face to face, you do not have my fucking permission. If I see any of my pictures or videos out there, there will be repercussions. And I think they understood me very well. So, um, but a couple of other times the crowd was really big and, I had adrenaline going and I'm not out there for fucking photo ops. I'm not out there to take pretty pictures and, post on social media, BLM and all that bullshit. So that's what I'm proud of about the last week. Now, as far as accountability, I do have a whole new list of accountabilities for myself with things that I need right now, and some of the changes that I've decided to make for my life. Um, One of them being to specifically and strategically, which isn't easy, but I did find a couple of black owned restaurants here in LA, although I won't be traveling out to them because I'm wide awake and I know that's just not fucking safe for me. So that I won't be doing, but it's nice to know that there are some there. But I will be ordering some of the things that I need from WeBuyBlack.com. I will be, which I already do, but I haven't bought anything because obviously the economy has been affected, and my business has been affected, my income has been affected. But I will also um, be supporting some of my girlfriends who are also small business owners, and just different time. What's dope is recognizing that with the business owners that that are black, it's nice to know that we are all becoming business owners and creating exactly what we need. Hey, what's up, ladies? Welcome. What's up, guys? Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. So that, and also it's pretty dope. I did share it on my Instagram story, but Ulta put out a list of um, black hair care products. There were a couple on the list that I know personally, and one of them, like the main choice, when she first started was when we all kind of started getting out on YouTube back in 2009, and I remember I bought two of her very first products. Now I've always had a lot of hair. I've never had any problems growing hair. My hair has never fell out. In high school, my hair was down my back, and that's just never been a problem for me. But I loved back then that it was a black woman starting, a hair care line. So back then on YouTube, like everybody used to really support one another. It was really nice. A lot of graphic artists would reach out to us and make our banners for free and different things like that, just to put their name out there, and we would promote them. We would, shout them out on our page and different things like that in our videos. So I love that, seeing her name on, seeing her company on the list, because she's blown up now. Like she's doing her goddamn thing, and I loved it. And even having, like, my mentor came and asked me, as we were talking about it, I want to say the day before yesterday, and I ended up texting him a couple of black hair care products that are black owned and manufactured. They manufacture their own products as well. So that I found pretty dope. And one of them my mother used to sell when I was a teenager, and she used it on my hair, and they were excellent, very excellent. Again, I've never had any hair problems at all. I've never had, my hair has never fell out or any type of damage or anything, whether I was the 9 years of my life that I was relaxed, or all the rest of my life that I have not had any chemical bond changers or any type of chemical straighteners in my hair. So those I definitely can say are excellent products. It was Dudley's. Dudley's is the one that she used to sell, and they are black owned and manufactured. And Bronner Brothers is also, that's the one with the B and B. Yeah, and then they do the Bronner Brothers show. Um, so that's also black owned family company. So yeah, that's something that I'm going to hold myself accountable for. And something I will also do, in the future, as far as me not being, my plan from here on out is to actually, before I even moved to California, and then I thought, okay, I'll get my business up and running and then continue on, because that's something I've stated since I was 9 years old and got moved to Minnesota and saw this country for exactly what it is. And I said then, I will not die in this country. No fucking way will I die in this fucking country. So right before I came here, I was um, debating again, talking to my mentor, and was like, should I just fucking leave or should I? And then I decided to come to LA and start working on my brand, my companies, and it every time I stop myself from leaving, the universe shows me another reason as to why I need to get the fuck out of here. And it's not going to change. So, this is the last straw. So, that is my accountability to make sure I stay on top of looking into visas, getting the fuck out of here. I want to get out of here. I don't want to celebrate my birthday in this um, fucking rat hole, shitty ass place. So, that is my accountability. If you guys have any information on getting visas, on, it's really sad. What I Googled, safest countries for black people to live. That's what I was doing all morning. So I think five came up. One particular place that was on there is somewhere that I planned on spending my 50th birthday. Um, So I thought that was pretty dope. I looked into it. Another place is somewhere that, as a fashionista, has all, and from the time that I was in fashion design school 15 years ago, this was one of my bucket list places to go. So I read up on that particular place and the black people that do live there, and how, one of the main things they said is when they got there, they just immediately felt tension and weight leave their bodies. So that was interesting. I don't know though if I want to go to that particular place. One thing he did say, it was a guy. One thing he did say, and then the interviewer that ended up going there, or his friend or whoever that ended up going there to visit, said the same thing. So apparently, that particular place is not very welcoming to foreigners. Now, there was a couple of people that did say they didn't notice any difference in how black foreigners are treated versus any other foreigner. It's just foreigner. And I thought that was pretty cool too. But after living here and being conscious, being a proud black that whose eyes are wide open, and 33 years battling for the right to just be black in this country, so I'm not sleep at all on any level at all, and I've been in it. I don't want to go anywhere where, even as a fucking foreigner, I'm getting discriminated. I'm not interested in dealing with any kind of discrimination fucking at all. Like, I just want to fucking live. That's it. That's it. That's all. I just want to be seen as a human fucking being with beautiful brown skin. Like, that's fucking it. Um, so that place is crossed off automatically. The first place, the people can be just as brown as me, so that wouldn't be a bad option. And then one place is like totally not even, but I can see it being welcoming. I can see it being humane and welcoming, because I actually have met a few people from that particular country that just saw me as me, just saw a pretty woman and asked me on a date, or just saw a woman with beautiful brown skin. I just need some humanity in my life. I need to be around humane human beings that give a fuck about human beings. So that place is kind of high on my list. Um, so my goal each week, especially for this week coming up, is to look at what I need to do to get a visa, the cost of it. My passport is still good until June of next year, but not probably, I think I'll go ahead and get a new passport before I leave, if I can. Um, and I'm saying if by like, if I can stomach being here as long as it'll take to get another passport. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to use the one I got and just get the fuck out of here. Um, and then I'll see about. I'm also going to look into starting up a business in these different countries. Um, the ones that I'm really looking at going to, and seeing if there's any advantages to coming from that angle, because it may, well, I don't know if I'll be in a position to have employees and create jobs just yet, because I'm still just starting out. And I'm also looking at picking up, because I'm extremely creative. So when I was younger, I used to, and even as an adult, I used to make jewelry, and I used to do needlepoint. So I'm not looking to get into that, but I'm looking to do some things with jewels, and then get into resin casting. That is something I've procrastinated, and I've been back and forth looking at for the last decade. 10 fucking years I've been procrastinating on doing that. And so this is a part of my accountability, something I want to start before I leave and get into it before I leave, because this I would like to have be a part of my income once I get there, right? Just be able to start off with crafts and sell them online or locally to the locals or tourists or whatever the case may be. So I'm thinking about different ways that I can generate income. And yeah, that's also one of the ideas that I shared with Candace. So that is my progress and accountability going forward. Now, as far as the submission that we got, that came from Miss Candace. Again, I'm not sure if she's on. Candace, if you're here, say hi. So here's her situation. She wants to do a van build out. The van life, van living. She wants to do a van build out, and also looking for more in, more income streams, other things to bring in income to help support or to help finance and fund the van build out. So one thing, and there we go. Hold on one second, y'all. Bridget is tired. I can't blame her. I'm tired too. I can't blame you, Bridget. We getting the fuck out of here. What are you gonna say? Here, but I'm you gonna say on the continent. Hold on. All right, guys. Bear with me one moment. Come on, you little weakling. All right. That was fun, wasn't it? Wasn't that fun? All right. Okay, so there we go. Back in action. And yesterday the damn thing fell on my head. So, all right. So, now as far as the van build out, one thing that I was thinking about for doing that myself, I don't know if you guys remember back when I was doing Hotel Honda, well, when I was in Hotel Honda, I wanted to get a school bus. But one of my thoughts was to do a lot of the work, like to find one person that could pretty much do the build out, and then I I am their assistant. Like, I do most of the labor. So I did recommend to do a lot of the labor herself with someone, or yourself, Candace, if you're here watching, just to save down on costs. You don't have to have a whole crew of people, and then you're learning a new skill. So if you wanted to do something minor, after your van build is done, you'd be able to do it yourself because you helped build it out in the first place, and you use different tools and different things like that. I also think it would be a great idea to get some kind of side hustle, just to bring in cash, and then also to kind of help keep you busy, keep your mind creative. And as you're doing these different things, your mind can flow free and think about other things that are on your list of goals, right? Um, those are just a couple of the thoughts I had. And we were emailing earlier, so I did email Candace most of the thoughts that I had. And just some other points that I won't mention on camera, because they are kind of personal, but and regarding our safety, because she is a black woman as well. So just be very careful, and also, I don't know how you are with your finances, but be if you're frugal already, that is fantastic. Just really minimize your spending, because um, it's not going to be an easy process, and you want to have some contingency funds within your overall budget. Have, or maybe add to the budget to create some contingency funds for just in case, you know what I mean? Or if the budget that you have laid out already, if that includes some contingency, maybe 10,000 of it, go to set aside for unforeseens, for whatever that you can't predict that may happen. So that is something I definitely would recommend as you're getting your funds together for the build out. And also, have you thought about doing any crowdfunding to help with the funds, to help finance your van build out? That may be a good option as well. An option. That could be an option. Or like a fundraiser. Um, you can do a fundraiser. That would be an option. Now, if you're going somewhere to where you will have a kitchen, a fun, like, I don't know, if you like to bake cookies, or if you have an excellent banana bread recipe or something like that, that would be a great idea. Just a great little side hustle that you can, get a few dollars here and there, and also make some bomb ass banana bread. I don't know. I make bomb banana bread, so that's why it's the first thing that came to my mind. And peanut butter cookies. I make pretty good peanut butter cookies too. So those are a couple options as far as getting more income, that you can do on your own time, and you're getting 100% of the profits. So I think that's a pretty good option. And then where you are, the state that you're in, because the state that you're in, I think, would do well. And another thing about it is you don't need any type of certifications when you're baking from a home kitchen in the state that you're in. You don't need anything because it's baking. So you can do that from, if you go somewhere where you're able to cook and have a stove, you can make some baked goods and sell them. That would be a good option. And even to go to some of the, what are they called? events and not carnivals, but you know what I'm talking about. To go to some of the, because there's always something going on there, always something going on, and I think it's different booths. Like to get a different booth, it's just a few dollars, maybe $25 or something like that to set up a tent, and boom, hustle your baked goods, 100% profit. That money goes towards your van build out, and also it'll help bring it about quicker, bring it about a lot faster, and also utilize Craigslist and see. There's a free section on Craigslist, especially where you are. They'll have free wood, free plywood, free, all kinds of little shit. Check that out too for some of your supplies that you may need or use for your van build out. That is an excellent option, as well as Facebook Marketplace. You'd be surprised at how much you find on Facebook Marketplace. And so I don't know what avenue you're taking as far as having someone build it out, you know, someone build it out for you if you know someone already. I don't know, just to keep the cost down, I'm not sure if I personally would go with a company. I more so would rather get like one of the handy Mexicans there that do quality craftsman work and are not going to charge you an arm and fucking both legs. That's what I would do because you're in the perfect location. Um, that's even who worked on my cars. I had Mexican mechanics when I was there because they're not going to overcharge and their work is going to be top notch. So you can go with a company. I'm not sure what your ideas on that were, but I would definitely check with some of the locals. Check with some of the, even starting with a mechanic. If you have a Mexican mechanic, then start there. Ask if they know how to do that type of work, if they would be willing, if they know someone who does. That would save you a ton of money, and you would get phenomenal work done. Like it won't be half-assed. It won't be shitty work thrown together. Um, so I would definitely go down that route, especially being in the state that you're in. Think about that. And so what I would like to do is like check back from week to week to see how your progress is going and what you're. Now the one thing I don't know, you did ask me, and forgive me, my head is not quite in the game because of what's all going on. But what is your timeline? I don't recall seeing a timeline. And again, you did ask me if I needed more information. That is one of the things. What is your timeline for starting your project and finishing it? This way, you'll be able to break down what you need to get done week to week to week to stay on target, on task. But definitely check with the locals and check the Craigslist free section and check on um, what did I just say? Facebook Marketplace for supplies, products, raw materials, things like that. And then pick up a little side hustle, in between your jobs or job, um, to generate income. That is definitely one of the things that I am about to do again to lead me out of here. So, um, what else? What else? What else? I think that's pretty much all I was thinking about because I don't have a timeline. I don't know. My timeline for me is before my birthday. My birthday is in October, so before my birthday, I will be gone. I do plan on keeping the Get Paid with Creative Nomad show alive and going. Where I am going, everything is stable. Where I'm looking at going, everything is stable. Or anywhere I go, I will go to somewhere where it's stable. The electricity is stable, the internet is stable. I don't want to. I do want to go somewhere where the living is much more relaxed and again humane, but not off the grid so much to where I can't run my business. I can't function. You know what I mean? I don't want to go off the grid like that. So, but yeah, my timeline is like September. Yeah, because I got here in LA October 31st. So, like the end of September, I want to be up out of this mug. So that's my accountability. That's what I have to hold myself accountable for, as well as from here on out doing my absolute best to buy black owned strictly. Strictly, period. And then when I go where I'm going, continue that. If there's any black owned shops locally, or just continue with the WeBuyBlack.com. So that is really where I'm at. And if anyone else is on that same path of doing your part to build the black economy in the United States, I definitely recommend it. I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend it. This is one of the big um, parts of where we go wrong. We cycle our dollars back into everyone else's store, and now look, as you see, no one else is. And when I say that, I mean, you know, like all this shit is on such a superficial level. No one else is really looking out for black Americans. So we really need to keep our dollars in house. Cycle the, money that we get from our white employers or whoever it may be and put those into that black owned business, that black family owned business. Not minority, but black owned. Not a bunch of black people working there, but it's owned by someone else. Black owned. Okay? So I highly recommend you guys do that, especially for those of you who, have no intentions on ever or never ever thought about leaving here. Start putting, let's put our money back into our own efforts. There's a lot of, like I said, Ulta posted a whole list of black cosmetics companies. Um, Dudley and Bronner Brothers are two that I know. Black hair care, like actual real black hair care companies. Um, I know a few black women that have online boutiques. These are people that I know personally, so I know they're black. You know what I mean? So those would be good if you like unique, um, stand out, um, diva fashionista type outfits. I wish I knew how to type here. It's called Flawless Sensation. Um, yeah, Flawless Sensation One is the website, and my baby girl Keela got some shit for your ass. Like, you want to be unique, you want to be different, but it is. I will say this. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Her garments mostly are, body conscious. They're not for everyone. They're not for every body type. They're not. They're for those that keep themselves fit and in shape and boom, like to be half naked but fly. That is her brand. Um, so definitely check it out. I will, after this, I'll go ahead and link it in the description, because what I do, I have all of that set up and I just copy and paste it for each video. And I didn't think about it, but I will link her website down below just so you guys can look at it. I mean, she's got, and she also sells, she's a weavologist. So she does, I used to be her hairstylist. And then, but she lays the sew-ins, baby. She makes lace fronts, wigs, and she uses her own hairline. So that, if you guys are into sew-ins or making your own wigs, I would definitely recommend her hair. I've used it. You know, I had her put a sew-in my mohawk when I was in Minnesota. Baby, you couldn't tell me nothing. Well, you can't tell me nothing anyway, but that water wave, honey, I love the water wave. So she has her own, she sells her own hair as well. So if you're into that, I'll link all of her information below. That is another black owned business that you can absolutely support. Um, what else does she have within that? I think that's it. And then me, I sell the lashes. You guys know I have my lash brand. Um, so that is something I'm still going to do once I move, because it's all online, you know, and it's all shipping worldwide. Well, once I get off the North American continent, then I will be doing worldwide shipping, because I will be, you know, shipping to the U.S. I just can't live here. So, yeah, that I am a black owned business as well, or a black business owner as well. So definitely, you know, let's be more diligent about uplifting one another's business. And the reason I recommended to Candace to get Mexican mechanics while she's in the state that she's in is because, again, starting off, it was you know, we all were the same. So that, I do believe you'll get the best quality of work if you go with the Mexicans where you are. You'll get the best quality of work, and this should be done fast. So that's why I recommend it. I don't know any blacks there to recommend, but keep in mind, we on pretty much all levels were, you know, beaten and whipped and broken so badly that a lot of black mechanics that I've encountered and workers that I've encountered um, will half-ass what they do and then overcharge you. And it's just the plantation master's mentality. So that's why and I don't I knew one black mechanic when I was there, and he was exactly, I'm like, see, this is why, this is what I cannot do. You're not going to overcharge me, like way overcharge me, and not even come to look at my fucking car. Like, you can't diagnose my car over Facebook Messenger and then tell me this price. You haven't even seen it. You don't even know. I don't blame him as a black man, but that's the plantation master's mentality. And I just can't be a part of it. So get with the Mexicans, have them do your van build out, and you won't go wrong. And it'll probably come in way under the budget that you have set for yourself. Unless you've already gotten a quote from a Mexican, then that's still a good rate. But you probably come out way less than that. Like, I'm thinking maybe half of that. So check it out. And then that would be money you can use. I don't know what your goal is as far as doing your van life, as far as living mobile, like on the go, state to state, and then you have a remote job that can go with you, or again, you have, if you got into crafts and different things like that, that you can make in your van and then ship them out, you know, worldwide. You have your website and different things like that. And also make sure when you do your van out, your van build out, make sure you have them get you set up to work in your van. You know what I mean? As far as specific lighting, as far as having a little workspace, outlets, different things like that. And you probably could utilize um, solar panels. I think that would be amazing. As well as you should have them add rain, a rain catcher, so that as you're stopped somewhere, if it's raining, or if you're driving through somewhere and it's raining, baby, find a spot to pull over somewhere safe, not like on the side of the highway, but you know, go somewhere um, to park or rest for the day or whatever. Collect your water, get your bucket, collect your water. These I would highly recommend solar panels and having them build a rain catcher, and then you just you keep your bucket, and then also have them build in a spot where you can keep your bucket, maybe on the outside of the van, maybe a door or something. So the Mexicans will be able to work it out for you. You tell them what you want, they'll be able to work it out. But I would, just so you can have the most space inside, I would see if they can build out something on the outside of your van to keep your rain bucket. I don't know if you're going to do a compost toilet or a regular toilet, but to do different things like that. And then also you probably could, well, you're doing a van, so I'm not sure. It would depend on the type of van that you are in. Um, but you could, probably have them create something where you have your bucket for your fresh water and then your gray water, to be able to recycle that way. Just, just make it as self-sustained as possible. You want to have, and then everything, obviously, as I'm sure you already know, Candace, everything should have dual or triple purposes. For everything should be at least, you should be able to triple. This should be used for at least three different things. So that's pretty dope. And then it'll help, save space as well. So let's see, the outlets, think about that. Solar panels, rain catcher, um, lighting. You definitely want to make sure you have good lighting for when you work. And if you are going to take the avenue of doing crafts, and then different lighting, like if you're going to use a dimmer, that would be a great option. Dimmers, so you can have it brighter when you're working, dim it, different things like that. That would be a great option. I would have everything on a dimmer, and then get the nice LED or daylight lights. That's a great option. Working in the fashion and beauty industry for so long, doing so many photo shoots and fashion shows, lighting to me is everything. I am a light buyer, so lighting, nice daylight or white lights. I swear those fucking yellow lights just makes my skin crawl. So lighting is huge, especially keep in mind you're going to be in a van. And I don't know if you were going to have some type of skylight, but that would be dope as well. Like if you had them cut out a section in the van and then created a dome skylight, that would be pretty dope too. So that way during the day you'd have your natural light, because a van can be pretty dark, so you'd have that would be pretty dope. And you can also have them cut open, like make more windows on the side. You know what I mean? Like you can have like one picture window. And if you, with your windows, I would highly recommend um, making an investment in some protective glass, not just regular glass. I would highly recommend some sort of protective glass, or the thick ass glass that you can't just throw a rock through. Something like that. I would highly recommend that for your van build out. And just make it comfortable and beautiful for yourself, you know? Mm, I think that's all I have. That's all I have. If anyone else has any ideas on the van build out, or even income, other ideas of streams of income, that would be amazing. Go ahead and comment it so we can all, just kind of help one another. That's really what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So I'm not going to stay too long, you guys. So if anyone else wants to be a part of the progress and accountability chain, the email is in the description box. Send your emails anytime between now and Thursday. Typically, this episode is done on Friday. We don't typically air on Saturday and Sundays. So, typically, Friday is the day we do the progress and accountability celebration. So, send in your emails Thursday, by Thursday evening. And then also, as it's all listed in the description, but in case someone doesn't read it, if you do want to be anonymous, if you want to be anonymous, you have to state that in your email when you send in your progress and accountability submission. If you want to be anonymous, you do have to let me know. Otherwise, again, I want to create a community, a bond of human beings that support one another and actually know who we're supporting. So, like I said, that submission uh, came from Candace, and I wish that sister well. I don't know if you're here, Candace, or if you'll watch this on replay. I hope you can utilize some of these ideas. I hope everything goes well for you. And really, really, really just be safe. Keep in mind what I sent you earlier. And just, be smart, be safe. Also, stay aware. Stay aware of what's going on around you. Um, in Arizona, I did. So stay aware. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. And I wish you all the best, my sister. I wish you all the best. You guys have an amazing rest of your Saturday and a great weekend. And I'll see you back here Monday for week 5. Can y'all believe it? Week 5. This is the end of week 4. And we're going to keep it pushing. The location may change, but the message will always be positive, uplifting, motivating, encouraging, and stay vigilant, y'all. Stay vigilant. This warrior is out. Peace.